Hello, everyone. Welcome to Bible Action Math with giveaways. This is College Algebra Lesson 1.1c, calculating using the order of operations and the Genesis 1 creation story. In Genesis 1, verses 1 through 3 in New Revised Standard Version, it says, "In the beginning, when God created the heavens and the earth was a formless void, and darkness covered the face of the deep, while a wind from God swept over the face of the waters. Then God said, 'Let there be light,' and there was light." So then the story continues, which you can read in Genesis chapter 1. And what I'm going to do is use that as an inspiration for the order of operations, which we can call PEMDAS. And the P stands for parentheses and other grouping symbols. The E stands for exponents and logarithms. The M and the D mean multiply and divide from left to right. The A and the S mean add and subtract from left to right. If you look in the College Algebra second edition by OpenStax, you will have here on page 12 the performing calculations using the order of operations section with definitions for exponential notation, a base, an exponent, and the order of operations. So feel free to pause the video and read this bit if you are a little shaky on that part. And the summary is right here and also right here. So I'm going to do the few examples based on what is given here. 1C example 1. And this says 3 times 2 quantity squared minus 4 times the quantity 6 plus 2. So when we're new at this, or just trying to remember it, we can write down PEMDAS. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. And parentheses really mean more than parentheses. You could have parentheses, brackets, or curly braces, and sometimes other grouping symbols too. The curly braces depend on the context because they're also used for set notation. The brackets depend on context because they can be used for other things like matrices, and the parentheses also depend on context because they are often used for points, function notation, and so on. So we have parentheses for the first step, and similarly in Genesis 1, it looked like there were 6 days of creation, and we have 6 parts of PEMDAS. So then the E stands for exponents and logarithms. The M stands for multiplying and D for dividing, but these are happening at the same time from left to right. And then we have addition and subtracting happening at the same time from left to right. So in this example, 3 times 2 is 6, and 6 plus 2 is 8. So we worked on our parentheses first. Now it looks like we still have parentheses, but this 4 parentheses 8 is just another way to say 4 times 8. And then these parentheses, there's really nothing to do in there. So for exponents, we have a 2, and that means the inside of the parentheses times itself, 6 times 6. And I didn't do this yet because we didn't really have any exponents over here. And 6 times 6 is 36. We're multiplying and dividing from left to right. 4 times 8 is 32. We don't have any adding, but we do have subtracting. 36 minus 32 is 4. So on a calculator, like a typical one we use in College Algebra, you can just type it in. So on this one, I have left parenthesis 3, and I don't really have the dot hovering in the middle, so I say times 2, right parenthesis to the power of 2, and then I get out of the exponent area, and I put a large minus sign because it's different than negative on this calculator. 4, and then left parenthesis 6 plus 2, and this will help me check the answer, and I did get 4. So we're following this order of operations like the story in Genesis 1 about creation. And so the second example I want to use is this one. And I got both of these first 2 examples from the OpenStax book. And it's 6 minus, and this means absolute value of 5 minus 8 plus 3 times the quantity 4 minus 1. And you'll see why there's a Q prime here soon. So we write out PEMDAS if we want to. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. And these bracket looking things mean absolute value, and they're actually a type of grouping symbol. So 5 minus 8 is negative 3. And this is classic grouping. 4 minus 1 is 3. The next step is exponents, but this grouping symbol is really not done yet. The absolute value of negative 3 is 3. And we have that on the calculator also, which is at math, num, abs. And then if I put the little negative 3, we'll say the absolute value of negative 3 is 3. But then next step is exponents, and we didn't really have any, but I put these little ones up here to show you that 6 is the same as 6 to the power of 1, and 3 is the same as 3 to the power of 1. These ones are different than this prime. In a previous practice video, we had irrational numbers. The set of all irrational numbers is Q prime, which is different than the 1. So these are really exponents. If you want to put ones here, you can, but 6 to the 1 is the same as 6. And then we multiply and divide from left to right. So this 3 parentheses 3 means 3 times 3, and I get 9. And then we add and subtract from left to right. 6 minus 3 is 3, and 3 plus 9 is 12. And also check that answer on here by doing 6 big minus, that big minus. Go get our absolute value, which is at math, num, abs, 5, and then this big minus 8. So the big minus goes in between terms. Plus 3 parentheses 4 minus 1. And I use the big minus to go between 4 and 1. And I got 12, which is the same as before. So this is a pretty fast lesson. I also have example 3, 4, and 5 here that I'll be using in the $50 drawings that we draw on Saturday. We try to give away 2 $50 prizes and also 7 $7. This video is a $50 video. So look in the comments. Have a great day and enjoy your order of operations.